Hey guys, what's going on? What's happening? Underground Geek here. You know, that subterranean guy? So when I'm not hanging out with the Ninja Turtles, I'm in here making videos for comic books. And I cannot talk enough about this comic book. Um, it seems like this week they've just hit it out of the park for most of the comics that I've read so far. I'm not all the way through it just because this was a big release day and there's a lot to catch up on. But I really like this cover. Check out this cover. It's got the Justice League on there with a couple other people, and it really just encompasses all of their attitudes. You've got him; he's sitting there smiling. Flash is a jokester. You've got Superman. Just he's got that classic good look, and then you've got Batman doing his Batman frown. But there are a couple things that kind of turn me off. First of all, why is his bat symbol on the side of his cape? That throws me off a little bit. Why is her face like that? And why are all the women frowning? They're all frowning. Did Batman just tell a joke and they're all upset? But anyway, but other than that, it's great. Look at the way the Flash is drawn. And anyway, so let's check out this comic. Now, in the last issue, the Green Lantern and Green Arrow had teamed up against a group that are in space on the space station, and they're trying to stop them, okay? And the storyline's Hard Traveling Hero. They're 200 miles above Star City, okay? You got it? So anyway, we've got the story people here. Benjamin Percy, Otto Schmidt, and Nate Picos of Blambot. Otto Schmidt did the cover, so he did the art and the cover. Now, why did I say he did the art and art and color? Okay, I get it. So he pretty much did everything. Wow, this guy really works hard. It's almost like they have people that can do multiple things rather than having Marvel where they've got 18 different people doing one thing and then they still can't do it right. But anyway, so basically he's telling his story about when he was younger, he used to train breathing exercises and swimming in the water, holding his breath, and how that really has kind of helped him in this situation, because right now he is actually floating in the vacuum of space with no air, and he's being attacked by these little ships. And so basically what has happened is he's fighting this big, huge guy here. Look at him. Creepy. And Green Lantern is temporarily incapacitated, floating in space. He was giving him a spacesuit with his Green Lantern ring, and now since he's passed out, he's lost it. So basically, he's trying to fight this bad guy using only a bow and arrow while floating in space. You got it? So anyway, he comes up with the idea to use the force from his bow and arrow to sling himself into the bad guy. Now, whether that would work, I don't know, but it's comics. And then he actually crushes the guy's mask. Then they close the door. That way they can kind of breathe, as far as I know. So then they're fighting really hand to hand. Now this guy is part of the people, I think they're called the Burned. And they're literally burned, and they become these people that work for this guy that has like a underground kind of black market selling people. It's like a cult. It's like all these other. Basically, it's a Court of Owls, but the Green Arrow fights them. And so they're having a hand-to-hand combat. All these guys have some kind of fire machine that gives them fire abilities. It doesn't matter to them; they're already burned. So he's trying to fight him, throws him around, pretty much slings him around, and that's where we kind of cut to the next scene, because Black Canary and I forget this girl's name, but she's basically Arsenal at this point. They're trying to fight the one of the big bads, because he's got a friend of theirs held captive. And look at this art; it's pretty good, isn't it? Now there could have been, they could have actually give her some boobs right there. That was kind of a mess up, but other than that, it's pretty good on her expression and everything. Then you got these creepy bad guys. Look at that. But she says she's basically talking about how she's been abused in her life and how she came up hard. And then she mimics their face. She says, "You know what happens when I think about all of that? I don't get sad. And I don't feel like a victim. I just get real angry." And she says, it makes me want to scream. And then we get this awesome shot here where she's using her Black Canary cry to blow the bad guys back. Is that not awesome? They even drew like little tears in the pantyhose. Look at the way they did her fingers. That's great. So then we cut back, and basically Green Arrow has been getting his lunch handed to him. He's even got a stinking arrow sticking in his neck. I mean, this guy's just beat him in the ground, basically because he can feel no pain. And so he's talking to him. He says, but just like Oliver Queen, I was given a second chance. We might have come back from the grave, Queen, but your friends won't. Pretty bird. And he's watching the screen, and no, you shouldn't have said that. He says, no. Look at his eye. So he takes the broadhead that he had, uses it to smash the guy's oxygen for the flame machine that he had, causes it to explode, and then everybody sees it at that point. They can see it from space. Superman goes, there goes the Flash. I believe that's Batman. Yeah, it's Batman. Look at that. That's a cool shot. I wish they kind of emphasized him a little bit more. That way you could tell what you're looking at. But there they all go. Then the explosion causes the Green Lantern to wake up. He's quick to action. He runs in there to save Ollie, which is now beaten to a pulp. But the ring is out of juice. And he says, but right now, after logging so many thousands of miles, I feel bigger, more connected than ever. And he's just kind of watching it crash into Earth. He said, the ring's dead. We can't do anything. He goes, that's what you get for partnering with me. They're both very sarcastic toward each other. They didn't really like each other to begin with, but now they've kind of become friends. And he says, listen, Hal, you always said the ring makes thoughts a reality, that it's fueled by willpower, the richest power in the universe. I don't have $1 to my name, but if I'm wealthy in anything, it's will. And so are you. So he grabs him, and it powers up the ring. I like their little expressions. Look how they can throw things in there. So basically all the Justice League is jumping into action to save the day. The Flash is trying to slow it down. He's blasting them out of the sky. She's catching debris. He's catching debris. And so then it crashes, but it's out of danger. And they land. He's like, stop whining. So then they're all just sitting there looking like, wow, guys, come on. Batman's not having it. Of course, he's always brooding. He says, anyone know if the Suicide Squad is accepting applications? But he says, I've got something better in mind. So, which, the last couple of issues before this, he teamed up with the Green Arrow, and that was one of my favorite comics in a while. The art and everything was amazing. I did a video on that. Look through that. It's another Green Arrow issue. I haven't done that many, so you should be able to find it. But the art's fantastic. Then we get this nice little cutscene here. He says, we need to take care of our own. And she, they're helping this girl. But let's look at her eyes. Is there something kind of deal with her, why she looks like that? Can we not draw her where she's not so grotesque? Look at those eyes. But other than that, the art's very good. I like the style. So they're all basically talking about what's happened. And they're actually going to give Ollie a seat at the Justice League tables. He was kind of upset the last couple of issues because they haven't offered it to him, but he's really proved himself. And then he does what every superhero does, and he denies it, shuts it down, doesn't want to be part of the team. And I like this part here because you're like, oh, come on. That's just like what the Flash would say. But this right here is where it gets a little cringy because I don't feel like she would say this, but she says, Ollie, I can't even with you. I was like, I don't know. But then the Green Lantern says, just like I would think he would say, he goes, friends with benefits, I dig it. Because what he's wanting to do is he's wanting to work as part of a rogue agent for the team. Just be on the team when they need him, but not necessarily always on the team. You know what I mean? So from there on, they say, hey, we got another mission for you. And this is kind of alluding to Metal, and also alluding to the story that they're doing, that Gotham Resistance, because Batman says, I'm not going to always be around to protect my city, so I may need your help. He says, fine, I'll do whatever. And he goes, yeah, and also my son. He said, don't worry about the kid, Batman. If there's one thing Green Arrow knows, It's How to Handle Teenage Sidekicks, and next is the Gotham Resistance. So that's going to be a tie-in to that storyline they're doing now. So obviously something's going to go wrong because Batman's kind of doing his own thing right now. But what a great story! I mean, right? This is awesome. Heroes. I mean, the Green Arrow is the head of this story. It's his book, but at the same time they tied in other people. Black Canary, I keep wanting to call her Mockingbird, but Black Canary gets a great scene here. I mean, this is what comic books are about. It's a great job. Percy Smith did good. But I give this comic like an 8.5 out of 10. It's got some little here and there, but nothing's perfect. I mean, come on. All right, guys, tell me what you think about this comic, and tell me what else you want me to talk about later in comics. I've still got a couple to read. But check this story out if you haven't been reading it. Green Arrow is dipping down in sales because, he's not really a favorite and the storyline's a little But it shows that they've really tried hard to pick it back up. That's what you do when something's not doing well. You change it. You don't say, well, this is the way it is, and if you don't like it, don't buy it. But anyway, tell me guys what you think. Underground Geek out.